What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
For long-term investors, that you don't sell out at the first sign.
Talk shit and politics with Kristie J from the Chisholm Report every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Hot 702.5 FM.com.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On Hot 702.5FM.com.
This is Kid West. You're live with the Chisholm Report with Kristie J. Hot 702.5.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy.
This is Kristen Gamer, and you are tuned into my mom, Kristie J.
This is Kid West. You're live with the Chisholm Report with Kristie J. Hot 702.5.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on Hot 702.5FM.com.
Yeah, election time's coming. Who you gonna vote for? Yeah. If I was president, I'd get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president, yeah. Instead of spending billions on the war, I can use that money so I can feed the poor, cause I know some so poor. When it rains, that's when they shower, scream and fight the power. That's when the vulture devours. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president, yeah. I know some soldiers that sleep but they can't dream, wake up with screams, sounds of M16. So take this medal of honor for your bravery. I wish you the best, kid. You and your family. If I was president, I'd get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president. But the radio won't play this. They call it rebel music. How can you refuse it? Children of Moses, tell the children the truth, the truth. It's not all that bling that's diamond. Tell them the truth, the truth. Most of y'all wear cubic zirconium. Tell them the truth, yeah. Your soul is worth more than diamonds.
If I was president,
All blacks, I have reparation, no segregation. Feed the nation so there's no famine. Muslims, Jews, Christians, with all whole hands. Every week on the beach, party by the sand. Word up, take trips on Air Force One. Don't need to bring the homeless with no sneaks to Air Force One. Better schools in the hood, better teachers for the classes. Making money, paying no tax. Find the best scientists, tell them come up with an answer. I want the cure for AIDS and cancer, but I gotta watch my back. Snipers on the hill with the steel, waiting to Jig F. Kill. I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday. They go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president. I feel the rain coming. Let me play my guitar for them right now. Let's go. Refugees. Yeah.
Good morning, good morning. It is Kristie J, and you are in with the Chisholm Report, where we talk shit in politics here. Thank you for coming in on this Saturday to be able to make sure that we have everything that we need dealing with politics, government, policy, and how it relates to your life. I am a alumni of Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, born and raised here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and very passionate about us being able to understand what's happening with us. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into a couple of different things. Questions of the day. Please answer these if you can. This is to Trump supporters. What issues or solutions could Kamala fix to make you want to vote for her? Okay. And then what could make you not vote for Trump? These are your questions for the Trump supporters. To my black men who do not support Kamala Harris, what made you not support Kamala, and what could make you vote for her? Okay, please write these in the comments. If you have someone that you know either is a Trump supporter, tag them. If you have somebody that is not supporting Kamala Harris in this election, tag them. This is not to bash anybody. This is to be able to get a better understanding, and so we can start answering those hard questions and be able to move forward. I feel like this election is bullshit. Okay, everything is going off of it's like baddies of the politics out there, and I cannot deal right now. No one's talking about policy. No one is talking about what can actually help the people. Everybody's talking about stupid shit like, is she black? When you're looking at her and you can see you're black. Is he a racist? When you can look down his history and see that he's a racist. Has she done anything for the border? You can see that she has not done anything for the border, so we can be able to talk about that too. But the thing is, we need to move forward with actual issues and not be stuck in the bullshit of reality TV and what is she wearing and what is he wearing and just backstories and lies and stuff like that. It's just been bullshit. So just to start off, going into resources and charities, you should have received this in the mail. Okay, this is coming from Clark County Election Department. It is a mailer, and it reads, okay, we are preparing for the upcoming general election. We are reaching out to all our active voters to provide you with the opportunity to update your signature that we have on record for you. Nevada law requires us to use your signature to confirm your identity. And this is NRS 293.269927. Okay. And then also NRS 293.285. Okay. So dealing with the election, anytime there's an election or anything, they cannot ask you for ID. They have to, they use your signature to make sure that that is something that you guys can be able to use. That's okay. So, what you want to do is they want you to mail this mailer back by September the 12th, 2024. Just update it right here in the box. Okay. You're going to do your signature because a lot of us have not changed our signature on our driver's license and stuff like that in a while, and you probably have a new loop or a new dash that you use, and that's no problem. Be able to do that. When you do this, provide identification information is your driver's license number, your last four of your social, and your birth certificate. You're going to sign, fold the tap, and then mail this. Just put it back in the mailbox, and they'll take care of it for you. Okay. So that's the first thing. If you are a parent or no kids and you are out there for the backpack drives, we have two today, one tomorrow. One is from the Women of Strength, Nevada. That is Saturday today at 9 to 12. That is at 4129 Karen Avenue, 89121. Make sure you tell them that Kristie J from Hot 702.5 told you to come by. We have politics. They are doing theirs today at 9 to 3 p.m. and that is at 6415 South Fort Apache Road, Suite 120. That's 89148. Okay, and then the Apostle. I hope I said it. Gospel Church Sunday. This is tomorrow on the 11th. It's starting at 10 a.m. It is at 2525 North Decatur, Unit 4 and 5, 89108. Okay, so if you're looking for supplies for your kids, and please take advantage of the charities and resources that are going to help you be able to do that with your kids so you can save a little money. All right. Local news. Kamala Harris is having a rally today here in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you were invited, you did get the address. You got all the additional information, and which I was, okay. And I have to figure out if I'm going to go or not, because they are doing ground and air closures from 2:30 to 8 p.m. today. Okay. With that being said, of course, it is high alert because they've had some additional plots on political and military people in the last couple of days. So if you do go, stay on swivel, all right? Make sure you're watching what's going on around you. I do have a clip, okay? This is dealing with the CCSD. Just to let you guys know, they are also super duper hiring. So if you have a degree and you are moving towards being able, you want to start a career or add to your resume, they are hiring for school officials and also teachers everywhere in CCSD. So you guys, I want to make sure that you guys are doing that. But I want to talk to you guys about what they are seeking. As for seeking the change, the state law for helping victims of bullying. Let's go ahead and go into the clip, and we'll discuss after. All right. Can you still hear me? Okay, well, I had a clip, and the clip talked about CCSD.
As the new school year starts for many on Monday, a concern that may be top of mind for parents and students: bullying. As 8 News Now education reporter Joshua Piguero explains, CCSD is seeking to change a state law it says falls short of protecting victims of bullying.
There's agreement among educators that bullying has gotten worse over the years, especially online, and the Clark County School District has taken notice.
CCSD seeks to rewrite state law.
It allows for students with substantiated discrimination
cyberbullying or bullying incidents to be transferred to a different school rather than the victim.
Currently, victims of bullies can petition to change schools, but CCSD wants to amend that law. How? Here's the district's chief communications officer, Todd Story.
If the victim does want to be moved, that might be the best answer. But if they don't want to be moved, then is the option available to move the offender. The law currently does not allow that.
Teachers I've interviewed in the past have said CCSD's current policy isn't enough.
The bullies have more rights than the bullied. Period in this district.
Ruben De Silva, a lawmaker and CCSD teacher, says the district's new policy banning cell phones in class will help.
There's going to be less opportunities for students to get on the phone and potentially interact with each other, potentially bully one another.
12-year-old Flora Martinez attended Keller Middle School when she died by suicide in May. Her parents blame bullying and say CCSD's policies on bullying fall short.
She couldn't win. She did everything right. We did everything they told us. None of it worked.
CCSD is also proposing another bill that deals with teacher recruitment and retention. Nevada's legislative session doesn't start until February 3rd of next year. Reporting at CCSD headquarters, Joshua Piguero, 8 News Now.
The Clark
All right. So I don't agree with the cell phone blocker bag that they are doing, okay? Because we have caught too many teachers doing something they ain't got no business doing. And I feel like this is more or less helping them cover their ass, not being able to help our kid. Now, I do not want my kid Fortnite, Robloxing, okay, Among Us, whatever they be playing. I don't want them doing none of that stuff in class. But if there's a way, if there's a way for them to still be able to use their phone, because there's been too many times where there's been additional I can't even believe that. It's been too many times where the kids have been able to record what happened in class, an issue that happened in class, and I think that they should be able to still have their phones. But as for the bullying, I do think that you should be able to move the bully. And that the actual child who is being bullied should not be forced to make a move or not. All right. Let's go ahead. I have so just looking over something that just happened. Trump calls Kamala Harris a bitch at his rally. Okay, he's in Minnesota right now, and what a worm! Oh my God! Like it's just the extra. Okay, like. Is he on baddies or what? Like, why are you doing the stuff that you're doing? It's just stupid. Okay, and it's because you cannot battle her. You are not nowhere near smarter than her. You have your credentials are scum. Your kids are scum. I mean, like your campaign is trash. And now you're coming to the point where you just coming unhinged. I cannot deal with Trump. Ghosting out someone. Call in, Trump. 702-551-5261. You getting on my nerves, okay? Talking about racist ass people. Here in Nevada, in a city called Virginia City, okay, 3 people were arrested for a racially charged video that went viral on TikTok. They are now out on bond, okay? I do have a clip about that. I do want to talk about that. But before we go into the clip, I'll talk about the demographics of Virginia City is there is 904 people who are residents there. 848 of them are white, 31 Hispanic, and 23 non-Hispanic. Okay, as everybody else looped into a bunch of 23 people. The average age is 53.6 years old. The income per household is $106,815, and the living in poverty is 0.0. Okay, but they do have resources there, and there are people there on food stamps. When we come back from this clip, let's talk about how to take over a city. Let's go ahead.
Three people accused of making racist comments in a now viral video have been released on bail. They were arrested after this video was taken during a Hot August Nights event last Friday in Virginia City in northern Nevada. Gary Miller was charged with breach of peace. He posted $4,500 bail. Janice Miller was charged with battery, and Tiffany Miller was charged with obstructing and delaying an officer. Both women were released on $1,000 bail. The Story County Sheriff's Office says it's now receiving threats over the arrests.
I don't think many of them are true or they're going to follow through with that stuff, but it's sad. It really is sad that that's what people resort to.
What do they say?
They want to come here and kill people. They want to kill us. They want to burn the town down. It's pretty bad.
You want to have deputies?
Yeah, we've had death threats here. I've had death threats already.
The threats being made to law enforcement are under investigation, and the DA's office will move forward with separate investigations if needed.
Okay. So now there is only 904 people who live there. There's more people that live in North Las Vegas. True, there's more students at one of the high schools than it is in this city. Okay, how you take over a city? Now, what you do is you have everybody move there. Okay, they say they don't have any property there right now in that city. You could go and get any loan you want to as a minority and be able to get a business loan, a home loan, and any type of additional assistance to be able to move there because they don't have any minorities, a very high amount of minorities there. Okay. You can start to build around there. You can build a large grocery store or a hotel or anything of that nature and be able to take over this city. Now, how you do that is you get everybody there and then you register them to vote. And you could change the demographic of the city, and then you become a part of the city council, which becomes a part of the commissioners, which becomes a part of your senators and mayor, and there you go. And then you are able to take over this city of these additional charged white people and change the demographic of the city. Okay, so I want you to know what a sundown city is. Okay, that's my next clue. The sundown city. When you think about sundown cities, this is something that used to probably your grandmother or great grandmother might know about that. You would actually use what is called a green book, and a green book would actually tell you which cities you cannot be in after dark, because of course you're going to be racially profiled, you might be assaulted, injured, shot, killed, okay, raped, whatever. Okay, so you wanted to know where you could go, what businesses were good for you and what businesses weren't good for you. Let's go ahead and go into the clip and we'll discuss after.
By the time Missouri Governor Jay Nixon went on television yesterday to announce the midnight curfew for residents of Ferguson, we'd already gone off the air here on MHP. But friend of the show, Dorian Warren, who was with me at my table yesterday, stuck around and joined my colleague TJ Holmes at his table during the news conference. After it ended, Dorian weighed in on the historical precedent to what the governor had to say.
What you just said, Raul, when the sun goes down, here is the historical context for this. If you were black in an all-white town, you could not be in that town when the sun goes down, and it was a threat to your safety.
Historian and author James Lowen, the man who literally wrote the book on sundown towns, uncovered thousands of these towns that existed in the United States throughout the 20th century. By some estimates, as many as 10,000 sundown towns had sprung up across the country by 1970. Some where the warning to African Americans not to let the sun go down on you was an unspoken rule that spread by reputation. Others where the warning was explicitly spelled out in signs posted along the highway or at the town or on the county line. But all of them, whites-only spaces where being black after dark could mean arrest, harassment, assault, or worse. In 1968, 21-year-old Carol Jenkins was selling encyclopedias door-to-door in the sundown town of Martinsville, Indiana, when she was stabbed in the chest with a screwdriver. and left to die in the street. So for African American travelers, making the choice about where to stop for food, gas, or a bathroom break, or rest for the night was potentially a life or death decision. It is in part what prompted the publication of this, the Negro Motorist Green Book. This handy guide let African Americans on the road know where they could find safe harbor and where they need to steer clear of the threat of white violence in sundown towns. The Green Book started to become obsolete when
Okay. All right. So
the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 outlawed racial discrimination in public accommodations. But that history of restricting travel and access to public spaces for African Americans seemed very present last night in Ferguson, where the streets, the people were warned to stay out after midnight in a town they normally call home.
Okay, so I wanted you to know what a sundown town was. And in the video, when you watch the full video of what happened with the black man, they were out there for a car show, okay? And the guy basically, he was out there for a car show, but he was asking people, are they registered to vote, okay? And the guy says to him, we got trees in the backyard for people like you. Okay. Just basically saying that he would do some additional lynching. Okay. The white daughter and mother or cousin or whatever start to walk up on the black man. He keeps asking them not to touch him. They continue to keep touching him. Then the lady says, do you know what town you're in? Do you know the history of this city? Do you know this is a sundown town? And he's like, I don't care what this is. That's why it's important for us to know where we are, okay? So along with that, I want you to know that there are 13 hotels and resorts that are owned by black people today, okay? One would be the Good Time Hotel in Miami, Florida. The Hammock Beach, that's a golf resort, and that is in Palm Coast, Florida. You have, I hope I said this right, Nasby Hotel in New York, in New Orleans, Louisiana. The La Mansion Middletown in Houston, Texas. I'm just skipping over some of them, okay? Half Moon in Montego Bay, Jamaica. You have Hotel Bennett in South Carolina, that's Charleston. Ennis Brook Golf Resorts in Palm Harbor, Florida. Aspen Meadow Resorts in Aspen, Colorado. Ocean Breeze Resort in North Caicos in Turks and Caicos. And Pelican Beach Hotel in North Caicos and Turks and Caicos. Okay, so first thing is stop spending your money in these cities and towns that do not want you to be there. Stop spending your money in these businesses that do not want you there. You have your own, okay? And there's nothing wrong with being able to use that. That does not mean that we're being racist. That does not mean that we're being against white people. It means that we are uplifting black business and black interaction, okay? The same thing with them. They talk about a sundown town. They want to be together. Let them be together, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. So that I wanted us to be able to speak on that, okay? And then another thing that I wanted to talk about was I keep hearing black men. Remember earlier I was talking about questions, okay? And I was saying, hey, for black men who do not support Kamala Harris, and or decided that they're not gonna vote at all. I've listened to Rizza Islam, who I love. Okay, I love him. Dr. Umar, I love Dr. Umar. Sabir Bey, I love Sabir Bey. You hear these people talk about not voting at all, okay, and that they're over it, and that they are not picking the less of the two evils. And I speak out to my brothers, and I say to them, I'm not here to make you vote for anybody. That's your own thing, okay? But what what I'm asking as a favor is to not cut down this black woman, okay, who is running. All right, I get it. You say that she's not black. She ain't been using her black card until she needs it. Whatever, no problem. I'm asking you to protect the black woman who is out there right now, even if you don't like her. If only your protection is just to not say anything about her, the black women are asking you to do that. We're asking you. We're not telling you. We're not trying to be rude to you or nothing. Help us uplift one of us. Okay? I get it. You don't want to do it, but there's a difference in wanting us to do it. You have to have people in all areas. Okay, and just like you say, you want to be able to get onto the black agenda. You want a black pack. You want all these additional things. Well, we are late to the game. Okay, and we have to start nominating and not just electing people to these seats. And we're late. We don't have an agenda. And every time we try to come up with an agenda, there's always naysayers or people that don't want us to do it, or you vote for no reason, or whatever the case may be, when we could be putting you, the ones that sitting here telling us that there's better ways for us to do things and everything else, to put them in place, to put you in place to be able to be our leaders. So I don't want you to say that there's not a reason for it, because we have not. You cannot name, Dr. Umar was like, name a time when we where things changed. Well, name a time where all black people are on one accord. You can't, because there's only 50% of black people who vote, period, in this country, and then it's less than that vote on a regular. Okay, there's a difference in black women voters. 85% of black women who are registered to vote will vote Democrat. I get it. I'm not trying to tell you to vote. I'm asking you to not cut this woman down who is going up against this racist ass man. Okay? I don't believe it. So they were talking about, what are they doing in this country to help us? Nothing's going to. These are black issues. These are white issues. These are Hispanic issues. These are gay issues. These are this everybody issues. Okay? Everybody got the same damn issues. Top 10 issues in USA Today: inflation and unemployment. Okay, I know everybody is going to the grocery store and can see that the price is going up. Everybody can see that the gas is going up. Everybody see that the cost of housing is going up. Okay, and unemployment is big. A lot of people did not go back to work after the pandemic, and the reason why unemployment is sitting there because a lot of them made their own businesses and decided not to go up under anybody else and work, but to work for themselves. Immigration is a big issue, and is a big issue hitting everybody. The reason why is because they are draining this country of our resources, okay? For things that we could have, we are now giving away to them. There's no reason why they should be coming here and getting a $9,000 check, but you sitting here suffering and been living here your whole entire life. That's not right. Kamala, we could talk about this. 702-551-5261. The reason why I go straight to her is because they talk about how she was supposed to be over the border, but she didn't have any power. Along with that, the Senate would not sign in anything that they put in front of them. So she had to fight the Republicans to be able to get anything done. And then in the same breath, they like, well, she ain't doing nothing. Well, you're not letting her. Okay, there's nothing that she can do as a vice president and say, hey, you're just going to do this. That's not what happens. She is basically at our beck and call of what she needs done. Okay, access to abortion, reproductive rights. You do not have to believe in abortion for you to allow somebody else to make their own decisions on their body. Okay, if something happened and you end up pregnant by accident and you say, no, I'm having this baby, There is no one in this country that's going to be able to tell you no. Okay? No one is going to tell you you have to have an abortion. Okay? That's what the law was beforehand. It allowed you to make that decision in your life. All we're asking is for that to go back. Why do you have anything to do with anybody else's coochie? That doesn't make any sense to me. To me, that has nothing to do with you. It's more of a control thing, because when I think about a person being able to have an abortion, the first thing I don't think about is like a loose woman just out there having abortions every month. She having an abortion every time she has sex with somebody. That's not what I think of. I think about the 12-year-old girl who was molested or raped by a family member or a stranger, and now she's pregnant, and now she has to carry this baby to term. And now she's not going to love this baby. She's not going to want to have this baby. She's probably going to give this baby up for adoption, or somebody in the family is going to end up raising the baby. Now the baby doesn't feel wanted. The baby's in the system. The baby now has the same hurt and is putting all that hurt back into the society. That's what I think about. Okay, and that's who I want to protect. I want to protect the kid who is. I want to protect a boy who had a girlfriend, and the girlfriend is just a little bit, she one of them little hoochies. Okay? He got a promising future, and she done latched on. I want to make sure that he is protected. Okay? Because he shouldn't be locked to this little hoochie for the rest of his life because she willing to open her legs. He for a mistake. He made a mistake. She made a mistake. For a college student to be in college and have a situation, and all of a sudden now they're pregnant and they can't afford to get to lose the money they already put into school. They cannot afford a baby at this time because they're a student, and they're not ready yet. I support that for them. I also support the athlete. Okay, who or the singer or whatever had a one night stand with a woman. She didn't took the condom and put the condom, did something with it. Now all of a sudden she pregnant. I support him too. Okay, there is so many different things in this where you can't just label it as this is bad and that's it. Okay, I get it. Some people don't believe in abortion. No problem. Nobody's saying you have to do it, but don't stand in front of nobody else's right to be able to do it. Okay. Gun violence, ridiculous. You see this playing out every day. It's disgusting to see how many people are out here and mentally will take somebody's life that has nothing to do with them. The person woke up this morning happy going through their life, and then because you going through something, you go and kill them, and they don't even know coming. Soft targets, people that don't understand that you even looking for them to kill them. That's not right. Climate change. It's hot as hell here in Las Vegas. They even trying to change the law here to say just because it's hot as hell that we should be getting some type of stipend, okay? Because you can't go outside. Shit too hot. People outside passing out. The kids are outside over what do you call it? Dehydrating. It's hot as hell here, and it's just like a hurricane or whatever. The lights keep going off because the equipment gets too hot or is blowing up transformers and stuff like that. ISIS and Gaza, Russia and Ukraine. Now, I say that these are black issues too, because they send in our black kids, our Hispanic kids, our poor white kids over there to go fight these wars for these people, giving them all the money. All the money is going towards the equipment, not to the people. Why are you not giving the money to the people that's over there fighting? Why they not getting a higher check? Okay, why is everything else going to just the higher ups and the generals and everything else, and they get more money and more weapons, and ain't nobody getting shit? I thought we were supposed to be helping the veterans here. This not helping the veterans. You just giving them more shit to kill people. Trade and tariffs in China, stuff like that. Still, taxes. Taxes is ridiculous. If you don't know everything that you buy, you go pay taxes on. Okay? So you can't say, well, so they're not taxpaying cities. It's bullshit. They going to Walmart, they buy socks, taxes. Okay? And then the crime right now is going up because people are hurting. People are hurting. You don't have, I went into Family Dollar the other day on the west side. Call myself quickly trying to jump in there, go grab me some melatonin because the kids are going back to school. Okay? They took out all the medicine. No medicine in the whole entire store, saying that the store has decided to get rid of the medicine because people were stealing it. Well, what about the mama that don't have no car? They got a baby, they got a fever. Now, she done walked all the way up here and y'all don't have no medicine in the whole entire store because people were stealing it? Come on. Figure out a better way, but not take all of everything that is needed out for the people who do pay for it. Everybody not stealing. And if everybody was stealing, if somebody hit me up, I need melatonin. Shit. So now this was some bull. Okay? And that's how I felt about it. I felt like these are all issues that we are all dealing with, and then regardless of it being, somebody else was talking about how she said she'll never do. That's what Dr. Omar did. I'm not going to do it like this. That's not what he said. He said that she blatantly came on there and said she's not going to do anything just for Black people, and I get that. I get that probably hurt when you heard that, but the problem is she can't. She's not running for president of the Black America. Okay, then if that was it, then no problem. But she's running for president of the United States. That means that if she says, I'm only going to do some stuff for Black people, she's not going to win. Black people are only 11% of the country. I want her to do stuff for Black people, but you have to read between the lines of what they're saying, just like these white people laws that we living by right now, okay, that was made for white people, okay? They didn't come out and say these are for white people, but you know what they are for. Okay, so you gotta understand that she has to go by class. And they were like, well, she did the Asian ban. Yes, we are still working on the George Floyd bill. Yes, we are still working on those things, but we will not be able to get there if we don't have any representation and people know that we're trying to push for those things. You know why the Asians got that? Because people got behind them. You know why the gays got that shit? Because people got behind them. And we, as Black people, do not get behind each other. We have to stop that. We have to stop knocking each other and figure out a better way. And until we can figure out that best way, this is the wave that we own. Jump on. Shit. I'm getting tired of hearing everybody having a problem with everything somebody do. Like, damn, you just want to complain about everything and you have no solution. They were asking brother Islam, Rizza Islam, what can we do to be able to move forward? He was like, we have to separate ourselves and we're going to keep hitting our heads and they're going to keep being on top of us until we organize. Well, when are we going to organize? Because everybody doing it on their own is not working. Okay? I want to have some placement. I want somebody to tell me what's my next step with Black communities. Do it. So we can be able to move forward. But just sitting there and saying that it's not going to work does not help, especially if you, Dr. Umar, I'm asking you this question. When was the last time you voted? And if you say, well, we ain't never got nothing, how do you know? How do you know unless we all do it together? Okay? And yes, you're right. We should be able to be more powerful and them being able to for us to use what we want to get what we want. Whole quotes from Players Club. But look, you gotta know that you have to know that you can't just back these people and then just sit there. You haven't told them what you wanted. You haven't asked for it. And then you don't supply a team for us to win. And that's the whole purpose. Forget this presidency. You need to be putting in these local electives who you can hold accountable, which I have a lineup of them coming in for the next 2 to 3 months so we can be able to figure out who they are. All right. Now, I do have one more clip, and the clip is talking about the stock market. The other day, stock market went down to probably the lowest they said that it had been in years. And then all of a sudden yesterday, that mug popped right back up. So let's go ahead and go into the clip, and then we'll discuss after.
breaking news markets tonight. First it was down, then it was up. Now it looks like Wall Street has made almost a full comeback from where things were earlier this week. Here's how the markets closed tonight. Everything's in the green. The S&P 500 was close to reversing its weekly fall. We've been following this roller coaster ride from the beginning. Last week, the July jobs report showed significantly slower hiring rate than expected. Then Monday, there was a global market sell-off, with the Dow and S&P 500 having their worst day since 2022. And yesterday, the S&P had its best day since that year. Caleb Silver is the editor-in-chief of Investopedia. He's now joining me. So, Caleb, this market is essentially backtracking and saying, oops, maybe we have overreacted. What do you make of all this?
Yeah, so much noise this week, and here we are basically where we started, and we thought it was going to be a lot worse. You mentioned all the things that precipitated this, a softer than expected jobs report, the drumbeat growing around a potential recession, but don't forget also the Bank of Japan did raise interest rates, which affected those investors that were borrowing yen and buying stocks. So plenty of reasons for the sell-off and a lot of volatility, but it's a good lesson for long-term investors that you don't sell out at the first sign of everything going into the red. So I think that investors have come back a little bit, trying to get some sense of what the rest of the year looks like in terms of interest rates. We have a big inflation report next week, a big data point for the Fed to look at before it meets in September.
Yeah, a lot of questions there. But everyone has been talking about a recession in these past few days, voters, analysts, of course, Wall Street bankers, but also it's something that economists have been bringing up for years. And here we are, nothing. What's the deal?
Yeah, well, we're going to get a recession at some point because it happens every few years or so. It's been a while, obviously, since the beginning of the pandemic, but we should expect that. The economy is going to slow. We've seen unemployment rising a little bit, but the overall headline numbers look pretty good. There may be rolling recessions in different parts of the economy. Certainly lower income people have felt the sting of inflation. They feel like they've been in a recession the whole time. But a classic recession doesn't look that likely, although you're going to hear a lot more noise about it as we get closer to the election and through the rest of the year.
Okay, so I just wanted y'all to hear what's going on with stocks and why they are saying that we are going to hit a recession. So I hope you guys are doing what you need to do with your money. Speaking of money, Cash App has a lawsuit of $15 million in a settlement. You can go on there. They probably sent you an email. I got one. Each person is supposed to receive around about $2,500. All right, and then for last thing, if you are one of these people that are thinking of, with the military sending out these letters to the people talking about that you are already enlisted in a somewhat of a pool of a draft, I don't know how long I'm going to be in this country, but I did look up 10 cheapest countries to live lavish for under $1,000 for y'all, and I'm going to go through the list really quick, okay? Number 10 is Indonesia. It says that the grocery could be up to less than $50. A meal could be $2, and you can get a 3-bedroom apartment for around about $300 to $700. Bolivia, Nepal, Vietnam, Argentina, Peru, Mexico. You can get a 3-bedroom apartment for $350. Okay, travel for the whole entire month for less than $20. Malaysia, Costa Rica, 60% less than the U.S. as for a cost of living. Okay, a 2-bedroom apartment could cost you up to $400. Utilities for the entire month, $50, all utilities. And number 1 is Cambodia. Okay, you can live in a lavish 1-bedroom apartment for $300 and spend food up to a month for $11. Okay, so if you're one of those people and you're like, hey, I got to get up out of here, look into some of these places. When these were factored in, they were factored in with food, housing, transportation, country, economy, natural environment, and also other factors. Okay, people, we need to get together. Like I said, there's 3 back to school drives today. Make sure you guys are out there supporting those so they do not go away next year. And this is it. You know what I'm saying? This is the Chisholm Report with Kristie J. I appreciate you guys coming in every Saturday, chilling with me, talking and shit and politicking. And if you see somebody out there grinding, let them know you see them shining. I will see you next Saturday at 10 o'clock so we can discuss more about what's happening with the election. I love y'all. And see y'all next week.
Who you gonna vote for? If I was president, I'd get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president, yeah. Instead of spending billions on the war, I can use that.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Just Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
He's back.
He's back. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Umar Johnson. Welcome, brother.
Peace and Pan-Africanism. Good to see you brothers again.
Peace, King. How are you feeling today?
I'm all right.
You see, we got you on the wall over there, brother. You ain't even
see it. You don't even see yourself right there.
Oh, get out of here.
Yes.
Oh, man. Good looking out.
You on the wall.
Good looking out. All right.
How does Dr. Umar feel about being the black boogeyman for interracial relationships?
It's good and it's bad.
Okay.
The good side is I hear from a lot of brothers who have gave up the bunny hopping. They send me messages, inbox. They stop me at the airport. So I do see the positive effect. You know, brother, I'm with a queen now. I see the difference. If I never listened to you, I would have never really evaluated my behavior. That's the good side.
Gotcha.
The not so good side is I also get the hate mail from brothers who are committed to the bunny hopping.
Gotcha.
Right? And they can be very aggressive in their repudiation of my position. I was at the airport coming from Atlanta last week, and I don't know what they be expecting, but when I see a brother with his snow bunny at the airport, it's almost as if they expect me to approach them or something. Like we going through security, the brother with the white girl, and they looking at me like they waiting for me to swing on them or something. I'm like, bro, it ain't that deep, man. Your life is your life. I still respect you as a human being.
Word.
I just don't think your selection is in the best interest of where black people need to be headed. That's all. But when I see them interracial couples, man, they look like they getting ready for war or something.
Yeah, I mean, because the things you say, they don't know what you're gonna say, what's gonna come out your mouth, if you're gonna grunt, or if you're gonna say something. So they gotta prepare themselves.
Right, but see, the essence of the message is still love, though. So even if I disagree with what you're doing, we still family at some level, and she's still a human being regardless. So, you know, sometimes they'll come up to me as a couple, and I'll speak to them as a couple. And they may say, well, can you explain why you don't really agree what we're doing? And I'll do it in a very respectful tone. And I've never had an issue when we had those conversations.
Right.
So from where my perspective is, I'm like, yeah, I'm strong in my position, but I'm still leading with love.
Right.
So nobody should ever feel some type of way about seeing me in public, although they do.
I told you I was all the way in Zanzibar. I sent you the video, Dr.
Yes, sir.
Umar. I was in Zanzibar, and a brother from Zanzibar was talking to me, and he was saying how much he liked a lot of the things Dr. Umar said, but he was like, I just don't understand his position on the snow bunnies.
It's a contradiction about how you cut the cake, because those children who are going to be black, how can you tell them be black and proud if you didn't make them with a black woman? You chose to incubate your seed in a non-African woman. How can you then turn around and raise those children